young girl from a low-income family has been dating her boyfriend for 2 years, and they decide they are ready to become sexually active. Knowing that her family does not have insurance and knowing that she cannot go to a regular doctor for birth control, she talks to her friends about it and they tell her about Planned Parenthood. Although she is scared, Planned Parenthood helps her and offers and teaches her the different kinds of birth control. They also allow her pregnancy testing, STD testing, and family planning for someone her age. Many of us have been or will be in situations as this girl or have friends with someone just like her. Without our country continuing to support resources like these, our teenage pregnancy rate would continue to soar. Planned Parenthood's contraceptive teaching and distribution are the most prominent service. Planned Parenthood teaches about many types of contraceptives. Some are very commonly known and used like pills, shots, and condoms, while some others may think they're unconventional, including teaching of intercourse or withdrawal. Another sexual reproductive topic you can seek help with through Planned Parenthood are pregnancy topics like family planning, perinatal care, pregnancy testing, and infertility and miscarriage resources. Another Planned Parenthood resource that is helpful to our nation and the people that use it is STD testing and treatment, as otherwise people who use these services could never afford in a regular medical setting. Now I have a chart from the Washington Post in 2009. This chart is patient care that Planned Parenthood provides. 35% is STD infection and testing treatment. Another 35% is contraception. 16% is cancer and screening and prevention. 10% is other women's health services. 3% is abortion, and 1% is other services. Sexual education is provided by Planned Parenthood through the basic teaching of the reproduction and sexual human anatomy. Men and women can use Planned Parenthood to learn general understanding of sexual pleasure and sexual activity, as well as how to know the difference between a healthy and unhealthy relationship related to these topics. Planned Parenthood employees are trained to help patients discuss abuse or ending unhealthy relationships. Teenagers will have unending questions about their sexual identity at some point in their life, and Planned Parenthood is a place that can help discuss gender identity and sexual orientation, which can be a very scary topic. Basic information and services at Planned Parenthood range from teaching about body image, general health care for those who cannot afford it in a regular setting, to more serious topics of deciding to have an abortion, adoption, or other sensitive topics. What is not seen at Planned Parenthood clinic is the employees, volunteers who are behind the scenes at the government levels advocating for comprehensive reproductive health care and keeping our government officials up to date on the most recent policies and proposals affecting the day-to-day activity at Planned Parenthood clinics. Planned Parenthood is proud to say that they do not only reach the United States population that strive to provide education, information throughout international regions. The relationships they have with other countries have helped to develop awareness and spread the understanding for the need of men's and women's sexual-related health care. Other appreciated medical services that are not as well known but provide through Planned Parenthood include cancer screening, prevention of breast cancer, and cervical cancer. Planned Parenthood abortion services and other services include adoption referrals, also are important but make up a small portion of Planned Parenthood's outreach. Planned Parenthood received funding from the government from 1970 until present times, and then funding has begun being cut in recent times. The government funding comes from two sources, including the Title X, which has begun by Richard Nixon administration, and Medicaid. Medicaid is the primary funder of the two, which is the other government grants and contracts. It is well known as the part of controversy to be sure that Planned Parenthood's government funding from Title X does not support abortion. Private donors are also a huge reason that Planned Parenthood can thrive. Some of the donors include the Ford Foundation and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They also have investment income that helps their clinic, and they do require patients to pay what they financially can't afford at the clinic. As we know, there are people out there that think differently of the ones that we may support Planned Parenthood. On CNN opinion, that they said that Planned Parenthood will have to come to terms that the federal funding will be cut, as congressional Republicans have wanted to defund organizations since 1980s, thinking that the federal money is being used towards abortion, or that the funding frees up other resources that in turn provide abortions. These issues nearly lead to a government shutdown in 2011. A group of pro-activists went to the Planned Parenthood office and acted as if they needed help, and videotaped their visit, and later tried to see that they weren't following the law. But it was later denied that Bush administration. None of these videos led to criminal conviction, but some employees were fired for not following procedure. Planned Parenthood is benefiting so many communities around the world. Former chairman of the Greensboro Commission on the Status of Women and a member of North Carolina Council from Women shared a story of how Planned Parenthood has benefited men and women across North Carolina. 2 in 3 people lack the health insurance to pay for this care, as going on to say that taxpayers save nearly $4 for every dollar invested. Planned Parenthood services add value to states' well-being. Planned Parenthood is the largest provider of low-cost prenatal services in the U.S., which leads to the biggest benefit, which is providing help for the poor and those without insurance with family planning, safe abortions, pregnancy prevention, women's health in general, and STD and screening cancer. Unfortunately, Planned Parenthood has gotten into the middle of political controversy world and will continue to be a political issue for many years to come. It of course only hurts the low-income families of this nation. Without Planned Parenthood, there are many teenagers, unwed mothers and fathers, and women and men who rely on Planned Parenthood for many of their health care services. And these people would fall through the cracks. I've learned since a lot of investigating this issue, and also know from personal experiences with my friends how much they rely on Planned Parenthood for their contraceptive needs and women's health issues. It is scary to think about Planned Parenthood closing, because where would they go for their contraceptive needs where their families don't have insurance? They probably would go without and ending up getting pregnant, where once again they would be lost without Planned Parenthood to guide them through that issue. I feel as young people we need to stay on top of this political issue. Because it is not an issue of abortion, Planned Parenthood services for abortion are only 3% of overall services, which is very small compared to all the other good they do for our low-income families in our nation.